And right now I'm preparing to show Kill Devil Hills this summer, and I'm going to be pre-selling tickets. You can follow me on Instagram at Sumbadhat, Sumbadhat. And so we'll be announcing when tickets will go on sale for that. You can follow me on Twitter at Butch Maier. There's my spelling there on the screen. And we have a new Twitter feed at Sumbadhat Movies. So we're excited about this opportunity. But any advice I have for local entrepreneurs would be, if you want to start a company, start a company. If you want to be a screenwriter, start writing. You are a screenwriter. It's not on the big screen. It's on your whatever your laptop is or whatever it is. But you're a screenwriter. If you want to make a filmmaker, start filming. Okay, you are a filmmaker. And don't say, I'm an aspiring screenwriter. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur, right? Just start. Because you never know what, it might not work out, but you'll never know if you don't try, and you don't want to look back and say, oh, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have started this production company. I wish I would have made a movie. Oh, I could have been a contender, right? You don't want to be that type of person.
On that same vein, I feel like a lot of people, even getting out of college, they're like, recent grad looking for entry-level job in whatever. And I'm like, you're selling yourself short. Like you probably are better than a lot of people out there, but because of the way that you worded that, you look really weak. And I remember there was a swimmer that I used to coach swimming for 9 years, and there was a girl that I had taught swimming forever, and she was at JMU, and she had a really nice resume from a journalism perspective. And I remember as she was looking for a job, somehow we were talking, just catching up and stuff. And I looked at her LinkedIn, and I was like, you look really weak in this, but you have 4 years experience of doing actual journalism stuff. You should probably tweak that to not make it look like you should be making $17,000 this opening year. And I think she ended up getting a gig in Washington, D.C., which a top 10 gig out of college. I mean, that's unheard of in journalism world.
It's a difference between looking needy or looking like someone needs me.
Right. Exactly. So you have interviewed, how many people do you think you've interviewed in your life? Hundreds, thousands over the years? Thousands. Sure. What's it like being on the opposite side where we're asking you the questions?
It's a little daunting because, we did not script this. You guys are asking questions that I was not prepared to answer, but this has been really enjoyable, and I appreciate this opportunity and, being able to think about things in a different way. It's nice not having to think of the questions, right? So I'm just, you guys have to worry about what you're going to ask, and I just take it in and respond. So it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's just, I appreciate the authenticity in the sense that, to me, listening to you, you can hear that your passion that you have for doing the things that you're doing. I mean, it's just so, but as when Zack and I opened up the show at the very beginning, just like as me running 9 miles this morning and Zack getting ready to go out there and do the same thing.
Also 9 miles.
And you get up every morning and you have your list of things that you have to accomplish every day as well. So I
did not run 9 miles.
I technically have not yet either.
But in the sense of the equivalent of 9 miles in the production world, sure. Maybe it's 9 pages of a script that needs to be written, whatever the case might be.
It's actually 9 projects. I have 9 projects in the works right now. I'm writing a musical called Head of the Company it's about office discrimination shown in an amusing yet thoughtful way. It's a comedy, and these cards right here are some of the beats. You won't be able to decipher what it means, but that's basically the story right there up on the wall. So writing a musical, even though I do not play an instrument, I cannot read music, but I'm making it happen. And this is an expansion of actually the first movie I ever made was a short called Head of the Company. So I'm expanding it from a short into a feature musical. Old Girl, which has Hollywood talent attached, is a mysterious drama. Chagrin is a crime drama, which I have Hollywood talent attached. Five Gold Rings is a Christmas wedding romantic comedy, which, I mean, Christmas movies are huge right now. Wedding movies, everybody loves weddings. And then the romantic, okay, a lot of people like weddings. Or
I
like
think weddings are the most ridiculously overpriced thing in the world.
Okay, true, but it's a great thing for comedy. So,
Wedding Crashers is probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
There you go. And then Meatloaf. Yeah. So I have Shooting Star, which is an action comedy about a middle-aged actress who is so desperate for a movie role that she takes the movie set hostage to play the part. Oh. And that is, I'm close to getting a deal for that script. Jonah, which is a modern-day version of Jonah and the Whale, which is a bit more ambitious than any of the projects I've done before, but it's out to some Hollywood actors. Kill Devil Hills, which is coming out this summer. I'm doing a sports documentary that I can't disclose the topic, but it's about some famous people. I'm the producer of.
In what sport? Can you say that?
No, that will give it away. And then Mother of a Day is still on streaming platforms. You can rent it on Prime, or you can buy it. It's on Tubi. It's on several other platforms. You can watch it for free on YouTube, even legally. And so that's 9 projects that I have that I'm trying to juggle while having a full-time job.
How do you do that? Do you segment, like, I'm going to do 30 minutes a day on all 9 projects? How do you
see the bags on my eyes?
I was wondering what those were. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, yeah.
I do not sleep much. And, some days I don't work on movies at all. Some days I work on all my movies at once. And I call them movies, even though right now most of them are just scripts, because they are movies. They're movies in my mind. I know how I would shoot them if I'm blessed to have the money to go out and do them. And I'm, this is just a passion I have, and I want to tell stories that move people to smile, laugh, cry, scream, whatever.
Is writer's block a thing in this? Like when you hit something where you try to push through it? Like, how do you? I mean, with 9 different projects, just move on to something else. Like, how does that work for you?
That's it. You have 9 projects. You have writer's block on this script. Well, I'm just going to something totally different. So
yeah, I mean, and I wanted to follow up that to go a little bit deeper on that in terms of, like, we talk a lot about the sense of community where we can laugh together, celebrate together, cry together, drink together, whatever the case is. With you here, you're kind of like by yourself. Where do you turn to for that sense of security, to not sense of security, but sense of community to pick you up when you're feeling down, or to celebrate? How do you manage that?
Well, there's something called the Virginia Production Alliance, and that's how I contact most of my local actors. And so I've built a community from the 2 movies so far that I've made here. And so just staying in contact with them, and having them audition for projects, and meeting new people that way. I'll reach out to people on Instagram who are like, are you really a film producer, or are you hitting on me? No, I'm married. I'm not hitting on you. Do you want to be in a movie? Says you're an actress. This is not a joke. So I have people audition, and they send me, they make their own video and send it to me. So it's not like I have to set aside time to go and meet with people and audition. If they want to be in a movie, I'll send them a scene, they'll record it and send it to me. And yeah, it is a lonely process when you start out as a screenwriter, and it's like, is anybody going to see this? Is anyone going to believe in this? But then you find people.
Trust the process, right?
Yeah, and just keep making pitch decks and send them to potential investors to say, hey, do you want to take a chance on this? And so if you know anybody.
My last question is, what did you learn from being a reporter or in the media that has helped you in your own business?
I would say I learned how to think ahead. When you're a reporter, you're thinking about who are the different people that you need to interview, who are your sources, asking questions. I became mentored by a very successful screenwriter who was from Cleveland when I was working in Cleveland, who has made several big movies. And he took me under his wing, and he said he was the one who suggested, hey, don't make a feature, make a short. Okay. And so I made a short. I made Head of the Company, and it was 29 minutes. He said, it's great, cut it in half, right? Make it shorter, make it tighter. And so it's fun, whenever you want to aspire to be something or someone, always reach out to somebody who's been there and has done that before to learn what the process is. You say, trust the process. So you have to learn what the process is. But people don't think that you can just go into it blindly and just make it up as you go along. Of course, creativity, being creative and being willing to do different things sometimes helps. When screenwriting books say, well, the midpoint is on this page of the script, and this is when the inciting incident happens. And of course, if you write like a robot, your movie's going to look like it was put together in a factory. But if you can just set aside those rules and think, okay, what's my story? What feels right? What's the next scene? What can I do to engage in audiences? Just be open to doing something new.
And that's appreciate. I mean, it's just so many times, but I find myself being so much of an audience member, listening to and learning so many new things, and this show is certainly no different. So I really appreciate all the insight, and I took away a lot of information on this. I look forward to rewatching and re-listening to this episode again, and appreciate everything that you shared with us today.
Thank you both for your time. I really appreciate this opportunity.
It's been awesome, Butch. Have a great day. We'll chat soon. Thank you all for listening. Subscribe if you liked what you just heard, and if you didn't like it, subscribe anyway. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Someone who's been directly involved within the startup community for almost a decade, I want to talk to you about a serious pain point: spending a ton of time trying to understand the business landscape in the 757. That's time that should be focused on growing the business. At StartWheel, we're here to help you by compiling all of the news you need to know about in one place. Now there's no need to search multiple websites. Just head to startwheel.org and see for yourself. That's startwheel.org.